Welcome to In the Spotlight with your host, Hannah Wagner.
Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Hannah Wagner with In the Spotlight. I'm here with my guest, Joseph Incandela, the Dean of College of Liberal Arts here at Benedictine University, who graduated from Notre Dame University. Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, Hannah. Very good, thank you.
Good. So, to get started, how long have you been the dean here at Benedictine?
I started at Benedictine the 1st of June of 2018, so just over a year at this point.
Can you explain to me a little bit about what your job was like before you became the dean?
I was at St. Mary's College at Notre Dame, Indiana for over 30 years. For about the first 20 years of that, I was a faculty member in the theology department. And then I moved into administration my last 10 years, 11 years, and I was Associate Dean of Faculty. Most of my responsibilities included curriculum, so I helped prepare and design the new general education curriculum that we had at St. Mary's, and I also oversaw things like faculty scheduling and other kinds of personnel matters.
Nice. What do you think that you as a dean now have to think about that, say, faculty don't necessarily have to?
Probably a couple things, and one I would say is the future. That is, faculty work in chunks of usually 15 weeks or so as a semester or over the course of a year. Sometimes they have projects that span a year or two in terms of research or book writing projects, but a dean really has to think decades down the road. When I go into my office in the morning at one level or another, I'm thinking, what do I need to do today so that whoever is sitting in my chair 50 years from now has more resources, more opportunities, more advantages to do the best that that person can for their students at that time. The other thing I think that's different from deaning and being a faculty member is faculty members have a pretty wide array of freedom. They, for the most part, get to decide what they want to teach. They get to decide what kinds of research projects they want to work on. And no one is really looking over their backs to say, no, you can't do this or you need to do that. Deaning is a little bit different because for anything in the college to move forward, I really have to persuade people that what I'm thinking or what they're thinking is really the best way for all of us to move forward. I can't wake up in the morning and say, well, let's just get rid of the communication arts department because I had a bad dream last night and I don't think we need one of those anymore. Yeah. You know, it just doesn't work that way. So it requires a lot more shared governance than what a faculty member generally can do, largely by their own choosing.
Okay. And then how did you decide that you wanted to become a dean?
Well, that's a good question. I had an admin assistant when I was first moving from being just a faculty member to an administrator in my previous position. And I was very comfortable being a faculty member. Life was good. I saw myself, I could have done that job for the next 20 years or so until I retired. And I was really going back and forth whether I should make that jump into administration. And she took me aside and she said, we grow through taking risks.
Oh.
And that made a big difference for me.
All right. Well, that's all the time that we have for this half of the segment of In the Spotlight. I'm your host, Hannah Wagner. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Style Encore Schaumburg, where luxury fashion meets affordability. Complete your outfit with designer bags from Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, and Burberry. Sell your light you use, clothes, shoes, and accessories for cash or store credit. Choose from our huge selection of boots for the fall and winter season. Not sure if your outfit is perfect for you? Try it on for size and find what fits your style. For all your clothing needs, come to Style Encore in Schaumburg, where style doesn't break the bank.
Welcome to Ben News. I'm Vaios Karagiannis.
And I'm Zaakirah Mujid. Here are this month's top stories. The Benedictine Model United Nations Program and Muslim Student Association hosted survivors and members of the Rohingya Cultural Center on Sunday, November 10th at the Rohingya Genocide Survivors Speak Out in Goodwin Auditorium. At the event, survivors talked about the persecution of the Rohingya people in Myanmar. Before the presentation, Eye of the Eagles, Maddie Smith, spoke with Dr. Joel Ostro, a professor of political science, to talk about the importance of bringing awareness to human rights violations around the world.
Hi, my name is Maddie Smith with Ben News, and I'm here with Dr. Joel Ostro, a political science professor here at BenU, and we're here to talk a little bit about the Rohingya Genocide Survivors Speak Out that will be taking place this afternoon. So how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for meeting with me. So the Rohingya genocide started in about 2017 with a variety of human rights violations and violence. So why do you think it's so important to talk about something like this on a campus?
Well, people don't know about genocide when it happens. If the world knew and paid attention and people in general understood what was happening to other people, the idea is it wouldn't allow it to happen. Okay,
so to bring this more closer to home. Benedictine is such a diverse campus, as we know, but it seems easy to commingle and to work together as a student body. But it's as soon as we have to enter the real world, it's kind of hard to believe it will be that easy. So why do you think there's such a barrier between the acceptance here on campus that we observe every day and then how it reflects the rest of the world?
The world is really facing counter tendencies. We think about globalization and the way there's greater integration of societies, of peoples, greater commonality of and access to information, not to mention goods and services, trade, and all of that continues to accelerate. But at the same time, there seems to be not a conscious or organized, but more of a subconscious reaction all over the world, rebelling against those tendencies. And so whether it's Brexit in the UK or the phenomenon of not just the rise of Donald Trump, but really of the far right in this country, across Europe, there seems to be sort of a tribalism emerging, fragmentation as a counter trend. And that's kind of, in world historical terms, those kinds of phenomena are common. And so genocide is the worst example of that kind of fragmentation where one people tries to eliminate another.
All right. Awesome. Okay, so my final question is, what can students on campus do to show that they care about these world events, that they want to support them?
It's always a challenge, particularly on a Sunday afternoon when we have this event, but being informed. There's the great hope on many of the big issues in the world today is activism, young people, high school in particular, but in college, right? Whether it's on issues of gun violence or climate change, it's been really inspiring to a lot of people to see all over the world your generation taking to the streets and demanding action. In 1945, the world said never again on the issue of genocide. But in your lifetime, there's been Bosnia-Herzegovina, Rwanda, Darfur, and now the Rohingya genocides. That's 4 genocides, major genocides that most of the world has access to information about just in your lifetime. That's clearly never again has not been realized. Just like on other issues, it takes activism, awareness, knowledge, and a determination to change.
Okay, awesome. Well, this has been Ben News with Maddie Smith. Thank you for talking to me today. I appreciate it.
The music department ran a fundraiser this semester called Running Through the Decades. This marathon was a virtual 5K that could be run by using a phone or computer. The registration process began by scanning a barcode found on a flyer posted around campus. For those who participated, they got a t-shirt, medal, race bid, and a free Running Through the Decades playlist. Eye of the Eagle's Leslie Torin spoke with music education major Brittany Challey about how the 5K works and where the proceeds go.
Hi, I'm Leslie Torin here with Benedictine's Eye of the Eagle, and I'm here today with Brittany Challey, who is a music education major and a junior here, and she is going to discuss a virtual 5K that she's currently a part of. Hi.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so what is a little bit about this 5K? What are you raising money for, and how does it work?
So a virtual 5K is actually a race that you can run anywhere, anytime, run or walk. And we set this up as a fundraiser for our National Association for Music Education, which is actually our pre-professional program in the music department. We're raising money to go on our annual trip to Peoria, which is an education conference where students present research, attend various presentations, and just network with people in the field. So all of the proceeds for this 5K are going towards that trip and also for any events that we hold in the future, so speakers or anybody else that we have come in for the organization. So with the 5K, you just sign up. You have 1 month to complete the sign up, and then you run your 5K anytime, anywhere, and then you submit your time and you receive a t-shirt and a medal.
How much are you asking people to donate for the 5K?
So the registration fee is $25, and that includes a shirt, a medal, a free race bib, which you can wear when you run or not. And then we also created a free music playlist. Our theme was running through the decades, so we created a playlist that had different music from various decades.
That's really cool. So how successful have you guys been thus far?
So we had 20 people sign up, which we thought was pretty good for our first race. It'll be interesting to see next year what we do. But everybody that has signed up is very energetic and excited to be doing it. So I'm excited to see when all the results come in, how much fun people had doing the race. And we're encouraging them to post their pictures on our Facebook page as well.
Are you guys doing one in the spring, or are you just waiting till next fall again?
Currently it's undecided. We'll see how successful this is. We may do one in the spring. We might just make it a fall event, but I'm almost 100% positive that we will do this again.
Well, thank you. I am Leslie Torin here with Eye of the Eagle and Brittany Challey.
Benedictine University hosted International Education Week during the week of November 18th. Some events during the week included free cultural food and a fair trade sale. The sale was run by 10,000 Villages, a fair trade store located in Glen Ellen. The store was invited by campus ministry and sold items such as homemade baskets, prayer rocks, and hand-sewn socks. Eye of the Eagle's Maddie Ocean spoke with Carol Allen from campus ministry about the sale.
Hello, I'm Maddie Ocean from Eye of the Eagle here with Carol Allen of Campus Ministry. So Carol, we covered the event downstairs for 10,000 Villages, and their focus is fair trade. So what exactly is fair trade and how does it work?
Well, there are a lot of countries in the world that do not have labor laws the way that we do in the United States. And what happens is a lot of people are taken advantage of. There's child labor, things that we don't want to be a part of, and something that, as good citizens of the world, we don't want to be a part of. So there are different organizations, and 10,000 Villages is one of them, that's committed to fair trade. So they make sure that the people that they're buying from are getting a fair price, that they have good labor conditions, and that they're also sustainably sourcing their materials. So 10,000 Villages, actually, the way that they work is that they make contact with an artisan group. They negotiate prices with them directly, and then they pay 50% of that up front. So the artisans have the money that they need to be able to get materials and supplies. And then once they're finished, 10,000 Villages pays the other 50% before it's even shipped to the United States. So the artisans get 100% no matter what, no matter if the shipment is lost or nobody buys it. The artisans still get 100% of what the price they negotiated.
It's amazing. And do you know some of the nations that are represented in fair trade?
Just about anywhere. I got a gift for a friend yesterday, actually was made in Peru. I know that they have items from India and South America, Africa. They have just all over the place. Yeah.
So what does fair trade do in terms of impact, not only our community, but our global community?
It's a very deep question. I think that we are, the United States is largely a consumer society now. There's fewer manufacturing and more consuming. So we spend a lot of our time shopping. And that has effects in the rest of the world. So if we're constantly seeking the lowest price possible without any care about the quality, that gives incentive to people in parts of the world where there's not similar labor laws to really take advantage of people and pay them very little so that they can offer something at a lower price. Whereas if you're using your consuming power to say, I don't want to support things like that, I'm not going to just buy junk, then you're really sending a strong message that you care about the working conditions of people, you care about our global community and not just yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carol.
Absolutely.
All right. That was Maddie Ocean with Eye of the Eagle. Thank you.
On November 14th, the Red Cross hosted a semi-annual blood drive in Cross's presentation room. Employees from Red Cross came out to receive donations from Benedictine students. Throughout the course of their stay, over 40 people came in to donate blood. Each donation saves 3 lives, so in total, 120 lives were saved because of the contribution of our fellow Eagles. Ben News reporter Hannah Wagner spoke with Nina, one of the Red Cross employees, about the blood drive and what it's like having it here at Benedictine.
Hi, I'm Hannah here with Nina from Red Cross. She works for the collections, and today we have the blood drive going on in Krasa's presentation room. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I came in earlier and donated blood, and you were the person that checked me in and everything. How long have you been doing that for?
3 months.
3 months? How'd you decide to get into it?
I just wanted to work for a hospital eventually, so I figured it would be a good way to get into the medical field.
That's nice. Have you donated blood any other time, before, or was it just you realized that this was a good intro to it?
No, I always used to donate blood when I was in high school.
Really? How many times do you think that you donated?
I don't know, maybe 20.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. I think when I was in high school, I only donated maybe 5 or 6 times. But it's anytime there's a blood drive, I always felt compelled to. So for today, have there been a lot of people coming in or a large flow of people?
Yeah, there's been a lot of people today. So,
how many people do you think on average come in throughout the entire day here at Benedictine?
maybe 30 to 50, depending. So
that's not too bad. And then how many people do you think the amount of blood you make here helps?
every bag of blood saves up to 3 lives because they separate it into separate components. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I saved 3 people's lives today. Good to know. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the blood drive or anything?
No, just if you can come out, come out.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me talk to you. I've been Hannah Wagner with Eye of the Eagle. Thanks for watching.
Benedictine hosted the blanket making event in Kinlan Hall on Tuesday, November 12th. Benedictine students gathered to make blankets, which would then be donated to people in nursing homes. Alistair Husseini interviewed Zainab Ahmed in order to learn more about the blanket making event.
Hello, this is Alistair with I the Eagle, and I'm here with Zainab. Zainab, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
All right, so we're here at the blanket making event. Really cool event going right now in Kinlan. So is this the first time that this blanket making event has been introduced, or has this been going on for a little bit of time, or?
The blanket making specifically is the first time that we have conducted an event like that at with the Sphinx Club at Benedictine. However, we have had many other events, donation events, such as we made cards and some treats during Valentine's Day last year. Then we donated Easter baskets to give the residents a feel of Easter, with some treats in it at Villa St. Benedict. And then also we conducted a Halloween event at Villa St. Benedict. With the residents, we shared some stories, small little scary stories, danced with them. My members really helped me a lot with it. Jennifer was the one that she really lifted up the party there. And now we're doing the blanket making. Yeah.
Fantastic. And is this event related to a specific club here at Benedictine, or?
This blanket making event is specifically related with the Sphinx Club. The money was donated by Benedictine University, and we got the blankets from David Textiles, and now we're just donating it to Arden Courts in Glen Ellen, Illinois.
That's fantastic. And I see that you guys have made some, pretty nice blankets and whatnot. Oh, wow. It looks really nice.
Blanket, yeah.
And, with the blanket making event going on, have there been other events that have been, formulated or, been thought of, to be introduced in the next series of time, or?
We are still thinking. However, we're having some ideas on larger donation events specifically for the Alzheimer's Association. We did have a small bake sale just to donate to Alzheimer's Association, but in the near future, maybe some sort of a dinner or upcoming seasonal holidays that we have, we can do events related to that and just spend time with the elders and, make them feel belonged and have a feel of the seasons and, they have a sense of family and community that are there to always be there for them.
That's fantastic. Zainab, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And this is Alistair with I the Eagle.
Benedictine Seeds Club hosted their first recycling forum on November 12th. During their forum, they invited an expert from Republic Services to speak about the importance of recycling, the do's and don'ts of recycling, and what goods can come from recycled goods. The speaker also talked about having Benue push for signage on recycling bins in order for students to know which items can be sent to a recycling plant. Eye of the Eagle's Maddie Ocean spoke with Seeds advisor Anne-Marie Smith about the event and what environmentally friendly steps can be taken on campus.
Ms. Smith, so Benedictine has changed a lot in their recycling process. What are some things that Benedictine has done to reduce our waste?
Well, it's actually not changes. It's reviving what was done in the past. It's just we've had some turnover in the facilities department, and we get new students every 4 years, so it's a constant education process. So what we're doing right now, and when I say we, I mean the facilities people, they are looking to get Benedictine really good at recycling paper, and then we're going to get really good at aluminum, glass, plastics, and all the others. But for right now, what you might have heard about, and the reason we're here at this recycling forum, is the idea of centralizing the paper recycling. So you're going to see bins right by the copiers and printers, places like that, with a sign over it that says what is and what is not recyclable. When Benedictine gets good at that, then facilities is going to be willing to make centralized recycling centers in probably each of the buildings. But if somebody wants to recycle right now, they can. There are recycling bins behind some of the buildings, behind, Jaeger and Andrak, I think she said.
And there's a common misconception here about what we can and can't recycle. So if a student were to purchase something at the snack shop, like a container or get a drink from Starbucks, how would they go about recycling those products?
Well, what we learned today is that the coffee cups, if it's meant to hold a liquid, it's meant to resist water. And so as part of the recycling process, they need to mix it with water and turn it back into pulp. So if they can't do that, then it's not recyclable. So all those Starbucks seemingly cardboard or paper cups are actually not recyclable because they have that coating to make them water resistant. So those you can't recycle. As far as the plastic containers in the snack shops and such, she did say that rigid plastics tend to be okay, right? So, and I do remember her saying that number 1 and number 2 are most desirable. So you want to keep looking at those recycling emblems on the bottom or sides of packages. If it says number 1 or number 2, then you can recycle it, right? But make sure you're recycling it in the right place. Don't put it in the paper recycling because that'll contaminate all the paper. So, and everything needs to be clean and dry. I remember her saying that. She showed us some pictures of coffee cups with a little bit of coffee at the bottom and placed inside the recycling. You can't do that. That just contaminates that whole container.
And since the beginning of the school year, SEEDS has really advocated for getting back regular plates at Kraza instead of their paper plates and silverware. Going back to regular silverware, what type of impact does that make on the campus in terms of waste?
It definitely reduces it because all that plastic cutlery we learned today, it's just simply not recyclable. Nobody will take it, right? Even if we throw it in the recycling bin, it's not going to get recycled. So that's it couldn't have continued. There was a good reason why they had to go with plastic for a little while because in the refurbishing of the cafeteria, the dishwasher, the old dishwasher, I can't remember the details, but it didn't fit into the new system that they set up. So then I think they had to get parts to help it connect. So that was the delay in getting the dishwasher back. And now that it's back, of course it's better, right? We may use more hot water. We may have to use soaps and such to wash the dishes. I mean, there's an environmental impact for everything we do, right? But if we can avoid plastics, that's a better environmental outcome because those plastics just stick around, right? We do, SEEDS does stream cleanups and lake cleanups once every semester. So if you want to be a part of a solution, you should participate in those because if we can keep plastics from getting into the water systems here, the streams and the rivers around here ultimately get to the Illinois River, which ultimately gets to the Mississippi River, which ultimately gets to the Gulf of Mexico. So the plastics that are here can end up in the ocean. So if we pick it up here, we're helping to stop that problem in the oceans.
And we've seen countries such as Austria, Germany, and South Korea have a really strong emphasis on recycling systems. What steps do you think the U.S. could take to adjust the overconsumption that we've created?
Yeah, that one's tricky. There is no easy solution to that, I'm afraid. Just trying to reduce how much you buy. Personally, I buy a lot of things at thrift stores like Restore and Goodwill. I donate to those things instead of putting them in the landfill. If anybody can get use out of it, I try to find a home for it. But it really does come down to we're a top consuming nation in the world. That's just our culture. It's all about how much money can I make and how much can I buy and have. And that's seen as success. And the switch is a culture shift. And that's not easy for any culture to make a shift like that. Any kind of culture shift is hard, no matter what culture you're coming from and trying to get to.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Smith.
Thank you.
Again, Maddie Ocean with Eye of the Eagle.
Benedictine University's Theta Phi Alpha sorority is constantly trying to spread the word about what they are all about. Over the course of the semester, Theta Phi has been holding tabling events in Goodwin Hall, where students can learn about the sisterhood and what they do here on campus. Eye of the Eagle's Leslie Torrens spoke with the new president for the 2020 term, Kathy Karagiannis, who talked about the sorority.
Hello, my name is Leslie Torren, here with Eye of the Eagle News. Today, here with communications major Kathy Karagiannis and also the newest Theta Phi Alpha president. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Leslie.
So I just want to talk about a little bit about what your sorority is about. Like, what do you have to do as president now? What are you guys going to do for the, this community at Benedictine?
So our sorority had started last year, and we're an emerging chapter currently. So we're going to be installed on December 14th as a chapter here at Benedictine University. Our sorority is mostly based on philanthropy, and right now our philanthropy is with Mutual Ground in Aurora. So right now what we do there is for victims of domestic violence, and we help kids and just do work to get them feeling better. And so right now Michelle Gariago is our president, and right now she's handing everything down to me. So still kind of learning the process of president in my role currently, but I'm very excited about our development with the chapter, and really excited to work with our new executive board and to see where things are going to be headed.
What are some upcoming events you guys have going on here on campus?
So right now we just finished our tabling event. So we've been tabling throughout the semester, just trying to get recruitment, get our numbers in, so we can be installed as an actual sorority here on campus. So our next actual really event is going to be our sisterhood event, is Friendsgiving on this Friday, upcoming Friday. So it's just kind of like a end of the year sort of thing with the sisters to get everyone just kind of, before break. So, yeah.
How do you balance sorority life and school life?
I think being a part of the sorority has really helped me balance my schedule too, since I'm so busy. It keeps me on my toes and really helps me time manage and just execute decisions better with planning.
Something I don't know how to do very well. But thank you. Hi, I'm Leslie again with Eye of the Eagle News.
SASA, or South Asian Students Association, held their annual basketball contest on November 22nd. It's one of the biggest events they hold. The winning team gets gift cards for a reward. In order to win, they have to beat all the other teams. Eye of the Eagle's Amber Syed spoke to Tareem Hussein about SASA and the basketball contest.
Hi, my name is Amber. I'm here from Eye of the Eagle with Tareem. So hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
So here today, we're here at the event for the SASA basketball tournament. So I hear you were in charge of it partly.
Yes, I was doing the brackets, and I'm vice president of SASA.
Oh, that's awesome. So being part of it and being vice president, so what are you in charge of mostly?
I'm basically in charge of making sure everything goes well together. I had to come here earlier than the rest of our members and make sure the hoops were out and, little housekeeping things. If something's not in order, make sure you get someone to put it in order.
Yeah, definitely. And you're a senior, right?
Yes.
So that's fun. You're going to be leaving. But do you hope to leave something in the hands of other people that are not graduating yet? So, want to give them little, tips and tricks or anything like that?
I definitely say enjoy the little moments. You'll miss them when you're gone. And, yeah, just make the most of it. I know, nobody wants to be at school 24/7, but it's always worth it.
And today's game, so I hear a lot of people showed up.
Yes.
So that's fun.
We had a really good turnout.
Okay. And how often do you do things like this?
Well, so during the fall, this is one of our biggest events, the basketball tournament. And then we have two other events that happen during the spring, our formal and Indian night, which we join with HSA to do together.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
As the end of the fall semester makes its way around, students prepare themselves for finals. Eye of the Eagle's Alistair Husseini spoke with Aaron Brockmeyer to see how some students deal with the pressure of finals week.
So, Aaron, what exactly do you do to prepare for finals?
I have a method that I've been using probably since high school. What it is rewriting my notes, usually into Quizlet, which is this online website that you can make note cards or tests on with your own information. So I like to make flashcards out of my notes, and it's not even so much the notes that help me and the flashcards that help me, but so much just rewriting them into another format is my big study habit that really works for me.
Fantastic. And how do you specifically deal with the stress with finals week? I mean, do you indulge in sweets, maybe a little extra time at the gym. What's your method regarding that sort of relief?
All of the above. I think definitely if I have to like write an essay, bust it out in one night, I'm gonna have a pack of cookies next to me. I like to try to stay on track with my normal regimen as much as I can, which means like going to the gym, even if it means if I'm only going for like 15 minutes as opposed to like my normal like 30 to 45 minutes. I think it's still important to kind of just have that routine of yours continued. And another thing is that you gotta start like do an activity outside of your comfort zone while in finals week and while studying for finals week, because I feel like that helps like your brain like think and work in another way, not just so much in the way for your classes and studying, but it helps like jog your brain a little bit, maybe like a reset, maybe spark some creativity and all that good stuff.
Fantastic. Well, Aaron, thank you so much, and we wish you all the greatest of luck regarding finals week. Thanks again. This is Alistair with Eye of the Eagle. Have a great day.
That's the news for December. I'm Vaios Karagiannis.
And I'm Zaakirah Mujid. See you in 2020.
We are the West Suburban Limousine, where we drive the driven, created to provide comfortable and luxurious rides to and from your destination or the airport. Call our company to schedule your ride to wherever you need to go. With the help of latest technology, we are able to provide you with the best limousine experience. Our drivers and staff are well experienced, highly trained, and friendly to provide you with comfort and ease during your entire trip. Find us on Geneva Road in Winfield, Illinois.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight with your host, Hannah Wagner.
Hi, I'm your host, Hannah Wagner, and I'm back with Dr. Incandela. So we're just going to continue on with some of the questions.
Okay.
When you're not at work, what are some of the things that you like to do in your free time?
Inside, I like reading. I really like American history. That tends to be something that I try to find the next good book in American history. When I'm outside, we live on a lake, so I do kayaking and boating and water sports and things like that.
What kind of boat do you have at your
We have a little
house?
baby pontoon boat.
I love pontooning.
With an electric motor. It goes about 3 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
How long have you had it?
About a year.
Oh, okay. What's a fun fact that not many people know about you?
So I asked a number of people who do know me what a fun fact is. So I have two. Okay, one fun fact is that before we bought a house here, I was living in Founder's Woods for probably 2 months.
I was like, I live there now.
That was an interesting couple months. It was during the summer, so basically I had the place to myself.
Oh.
And then the other one, I guess, is a fun fact. My wife suggested this. I used to play the organ in church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
I had relatives that were taking keyboard lessons, so I ended up mimicking them, and I ended up playing in church. I was not very good.
Oh.
I was really not very good. But I did it.
Yeah, at least you tried.
I did.
And then speaking of your wife, I've
Yes.
seen her around campus, and she made me cookies one time. How did you two meet?
We met on a blind date.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I'm not exactly sure why we were matched together, but we were, and there you go. It's not a great story other than we both found each other, and we ended up dating after that, and then we got married.
Ultimately, that's all that matters.
I guess.
Yeah. How long have you two been married?
31 years.
That's a long time.
It is a while.
Congratulations.
Yes, it is a while.
Do you two have any children?
We have 2 boys. Corey is just turned 21. He's a junior at St. Norbert in Wisconsin. And Andrew is 24, and he is a second-year medical student at Indiana University.
Oh, what does he want to do with the medical field?
He is undecided right now what specialty he wants to go in, but he's open to a lot of different things.
Oh, so do you know how he decided that he wanted to go to Norbert, did you say?
And my younger one?
Yeah.
My wife's family is from Wisconsin, and so we had been going up to Wisconsin since he was a baby, and he's always loved Wisconsin. And so when it came time to do a lot of college visits, we just took him around to lots of different places in Wisconsin. And just like a lot of people that choose a college, he felt very much at home at St. Norbert as soon as he stepped on campus, and that's where he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Does he know what he wants to do?
He's in political science. He's going to spend a semester studying in Washington, D.C. next semester. I think he'd like to go somewhere in the nonprofit world, maybe working for a congressman, but I think he's open to a lot of different options at this point.
Oh, well, good for him.
Yep.
Well, that's all the time we have for In the Spotlight. I've been your host, Hannah Wagner. Thanks for watching.
Hello, I'm Maddie Ocean here with Eye of the Eagle with Hamna. So Hamna, what is a lie that your parents told you as a kid?
That they'd keep my money safe for me in the future, which I don't see anymore because I need it now, but...
It's a scam. It's really a scam.
Terrible scam.
So what was a lie your parents told you as a kid?
Let's see, I can count them. Santa Claus is real, Tooth Fairy is real, everything, all that sort of kind of thing. Yeah.
They loved me.
Okay.
It's just baby fat. I'll lose it in a year.
That you can't have the lights on the car while you're driving.
Literally, we all said that though. My mom did the same thing.
If I lied too much, I'd get black spots on my tongue. That never happened though.
What is a lie that your parents told you as a kid?
That I could be anything that I wanted to be, but I can't.
That is literally the saddest thing I heard in my life.
They cared for me.
That's sad, but okay, thank you.
Oh, what was a lie that your parents told you as a kid?
College is free. Nothing in this world is free. Remember that.
True. Okay.
So I'm here with David today. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
I would like Denzel Washington to play me in a movie.
Definitely John Krasinski. Yeah.
Nice. The Office?
Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
It's Dwight.
Adam Sandler.
Dwayne, so if someone were to play you in the movie, who would you want to play you?
I would say Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I love him. Yeah.
If a celebrity were to play you in a movie, who would it be and why?
So we're talking A-list, B-list, no list. What type of?
Any list. Just answer the question.
I would have to say, if I was to really take a look, probably say like James Franco.
Okay. Why?
What? It's not. That's what. All right. What did you have in mind?
Yeah. Who would you play, or who would play you?
Gigi Hadid.
Oh, I would have Demi Lovato. And Amber, who would play you?
Priyanka Chopra, because she's brown too.
Okay, and that's it for Hannah Wagner. Peace.
And I'm Zaakirah Mujid. See you in 2020. Is that weird?
I don't see any words on there.
Which would then be donated to those within nursing homes. Alistair Husseini interviewed. It's a little slow. Did this space? I mean, did the? I don't know.
This marathon was a virtual 5K that could be ran by using an iPhone or, oh, I said iPhone instead of phone.
It's okay.
My bad.
I think when you
Benedictine University hosted International Education Week during the week of November 18th. Some of the events, I went too fast, sorry.
Benedictine University hosted their International Education Week during, that's a different script. It's a different story.
Mr. C is probably recording this right
I
now.
know, like, what?
I do look shadowy.
You know, I think it's like.
It's okay. I'll figure it out.
So,
So our sorority, Theta Phi Alpha, is just start over. Just literally start it. Oh my God.
Don't rap. Okay, just you can.
Hi guys, I'm here.
No, you're fine.
do they pay well though? Like, I don't want to get paid with like drinks.
Excuse me, sir. What was one lie that your mother told you growing up? No response? Okay.